Hi guys! So before I talk about some of the differences between Portuguese and Spanish, I want to remind you that if you sign up to italki using the link in the description of the video, you can get a free language class. And italki is one of the best websites to learn languages because you can take very affordable classes with native speakers. So I really recommend italki to you guys, so go check it out. So, some people think that Portuguese and Spanish are the same language. Some people say that Portuguese sounds like drunken Spanish or the other way around, but actually Portuguese and Spanish are different languages, but they are very similar. The first thing I want to talk about today is the ending ita and ito in Spanish and the ending inho and inha in Portuguese. So you use these endings to say that something is small. For example, house in Spanish is casa. And then if you want to say little house or small house, you say casita. And in Portuguese, if you want to say house, you say casa. And if you want to say small house, you say casinha. Mi hermanita vive en una casita blanquita. Minha irmãzinha vive numa casinha branquinha. So the second thing I want to talk about today is the ending on in Spanish and the ending ão in Portuguese. So many words that end in on in Spanish and in ão in Portuguese. And one example is coração. Coração means heart in Spanish, and in Portuguese the word is coração. Atención, mi corazón no aguanta tanta emoción. Atenção, meu coração não aguenta tanta emoção. So another thing that happens quite often is that diphthongs in Spanish, the IE and the UE, become E and O in Portuguese. So one example to see this difference is the word nuevo. So nuevo in Spanish means new. So in Spanish you say nuevo and in Portuguese you say novo. Another example is the word diente. So diente in Spanish means tooth and in Portuguese you say dente. Siempre hay mucho viento cuando nieva. Sempre há muito vento quando neva. So another interesting thing is that ñ in Spanish has the same sound as NH in Portuguese. And actually many words that are written with the ñ in Spanish are written with the NH in Portuguese. España, España. Sueño, sonho, cariño, cariño. So another pattern that is really useful to know is that many words that end in AJE in Spanish will end in AGEM in Portuguese. The only difference is that most of these words are masculine in Spanish and they are feminine in Portuguese. So one example is the word maquillaje. Maquillaje means makeup in Spanish and in Portuguese the word is maquiagem. Paisaje, paisagem, viaje, viagem, mensaje, mensagem. So these were the 5 differences between Portuguese and Spanish that I wanted to talk about today, but there are many more things to be said about this topic and I'll definitely make more videos about this topic. So if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, leave a thumbs up or a comment and share it with your friends. And also don't forget to add me as a friend on italki. Besitos. Beijinhos.